The Disney adventure is finally here, and honestly, this ship is not what we expected. The best way we can describe this ship is that it feels like a theme park on the ocean.
So our bus has been called, so our Daisy bus, and we are about to get on the bus.
Today, we're taking you on board Disney's newest ship, sharing our honest first impressions, the things we loved, the things that surprised us, and whether this completely different Disney cruise experience is actually for us. So, today we're boarding the Disney Adventure, and we've honestly been so curious to see what this ship is actually like in person. And straight away, this ship feels big, like big, huge. But one of the very first things we noticed was actually when we stepped on board. If you've sailed with Disney Cruise Line before, you probably know that moment where you walk on board, your family gets announced, and there's a huge group of cast members there welcoming you in. But on the Adventure, that experience actually feels really different. There isn't the big welcoming parade of cast members, and that's mainly because this ship doesn't really have that huge central atrium like what we're used to on the other Disney ships. And honestly, at first, that felt a little strange to us because walking into that giant atrium and getting that huge wow moment is one of my favorite parts of boarding a Disney cruise. Now, obviously, that's not a deal breaker or anything like that. It's just one of those differences that we noticed straight away. And honestly, the longer we spent on board, the more we realized this ship really feels less like a traditional cruise ship and more like a Disney theme park on the ocean. And within the first few minutes, there were already things that surprised us. One of the first areas that really stood out to us was the castle garden area. You've got the castle at one end and the garden stage at the other, with these massive LED screens wrapping around the back of the stage. And honestly, the visuals on these screens were truly stunning. It feels really immersive and completely different to anything we've seen on any other Disney ships. This is also where you'll find the Sorcerer Mickey topiary and the castle mural, which makes this whole area feel really unique. But honestly, this area becomes even more incredible at night. The whole space lights up and it just looks spectacular. It feels more like a theme park space than something you'd normally find on a cruise ship. And that's something we kept saying throughout this cruise. This ship really feels like Disney has built a theme park on the ocean. Well, then it was time to check out our room. Our first impression was that this room would comfortably work for a family of 4. There's enough space to move around, and overall it feels really practical for families. But there were a couple of things we noticed pretty quickly that felt really different compared to the other Disney cruise ships we've sailed on. Now, when we cruise, we love to unpack. It just gives us so much more room to move around and relax. But when we started unpacking in this room, we quickly realized there really wasn't a lot of storage space. So unfortunately, we had to keep most of our clothes in our suitcases. Another thing we noticed was that the beds didn't quite feel the same as the classic Disney Cruise Line beds. And if you've sailed on Disney cruise ships before, you've probably had that moment where you've laid down and thought, I really wish I could take this bed home. Now, don't get me wrong, the beds on the Adventure were still really comfy, but they just didn't have that classic Disney cruise bed feel that we're used to. Another thing we absolutely love on Disney cruise ships is the hooks. The hooks in the rooms. We hang our Loungefly bags on them, our lanyards, and if we dream a little bit, every single medallion we want to win from trivia. So those little things actually make a big difference for us. And again, none of these were deal breakers, obviously. They were just little differences that we noticed compared to the older Disney ships.
Fun fact. Did you know? Do you guys want a fun fact? Yeah?
Everybody wants a fun fact.
This is the garden area of the Disney Adventure, and everything has been created to make it look like it's out of a pop-up book. Did you know?
No, I did not know that.
I knew that.
Well, and
this has been Fun Facts with Andrew.
So after settling into the room, we spent the rest of the day just exploring the ship. The kids were immediately obsessed with San Fransokyo Station. And not just the kids, me too! This place is unreal. The visuals in this area are incredible. There's photo opportunities absolutely everywhere, and it honestly feels like you've stepped right into Big Hero 6. And for Nate, who is a huge Big Hero 6 fan, this area was perfect for him. The kids could have honestly spent hours here. There's just so much happening and so many little details to look at. And of course, the kids were really excited to check out the clubs. Our kids spent most of their time in Edge and Vibe. Nate actually thought Vibe was really good and he loved being able to hang out there and meet new friends. But Aria felt that Edge on this ship was a little lacking, especially compared to the other Disney ships we've sailed on. And for her, her favourite version of Edge is still on the Disney Destiny. But one thing we really noticed was how quickly the kids started making friends on board. And for us, that's always one of our favourite parts of cruising as a family. One thing we didn't expect was just how different this ship feels compared to the classic Disney ships. It honestly feels much more like a floating Disney theme park than a traditional cruise ship. There's constantly something happening: music, shows, activities, and people everywhere. And that creates a completely different energy on board. And there were moments where it almost didn't feel like a Disney ship at all. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, it's just really different. So after 4 nights on board the Disney Adventure, what were our honest first impressions? The biggest thing we noticed was just how busy this ship feels. Now, we knew coming into this cruise that it was going to be busy, especially after watching other creators' videos beforehand. But we were still really surprised by the crowds. People were lining up for the theatre around an hour before the show times, and it was really busy. There were times where we had to wait for tables at the buffet, and overall, this ship just felt really full. And by the end of the cruise, we honestly felt pretty overstimulated. There were a few times where we wanted to just head back to the room just to get away from all of it. We didn't feel as relaxed on this ship as we have on some of the other Disney ships.
Now, I am going to give you like a little bit of perspective on what the garden stage area looks like. Now, what time is it, please?
It is 8 o'clock.
8 p.m. and the Avengers Assemble show starts at
8:45.
8:45, so 45 minutes prior to the show. I'm going to stand up and give you a very quick look at what this area looks like currently.
You've given me this and you're talking to it.
And all of this we're now going to have to move up, shuffle up, shuffle up, shuffle up, so we can get more people in here, right? Okay, so this is 8 a.m., 45 minutes prior to the show, okay? So, if you're on the adventure and you wish to see the Avengers Assemble show...
If you want to watch any show...
Well, yes.
Then you got to get one of these rooms.
Yeah, you could get one of these rooms.
That's what you got to do.
That is what you got to do. Or you need to get here really early.
It kind of felt like everyone was just always on top of each other. I think that comes back to this ship feeling more like a theme park on the ocean than a traditional Disney cruise ship. There's just constantly energy everywhere. Now, for some people, the energy is probably going to feel exciting, but for us, it was definitely something we noticed. And even little things like the lack of storage in the room weren't deal breakers, but they were definitely differences we noticed compared to the other cruises. But it also feels very different from the other Disney ships. And I think whether people love this ship will really come down to what kind of cruise experience they want. With all that said, there were also things about this ship that we absolutely freaking loved. And one of those things that we loved was the Ironcycle test run. This is Disney Cruise Line's very first roller coaster. It was so much fun. It was fast, really smooth, and visually at night, it looks incredible. It definitely feels like Disney Adventure is trying to bring more big theme park style experiences onto a cruise ship. And this was one of the moments where that really worked for us.
There for lap 1. System control.
This is hot! Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs! Yo, I changed. Is that Disneyland?
Yeah! Want to see something else? Come on!
Oh.
The food on board was amazing. The rotational dining was fantastic. And even the buffet food was really good. The shows on board were also incredible, and the Marvel show especially felt really different to the other Disney cruise shows we've seen. The lighting, the effects, the storytelling, it was all really impressive and really entertaining.
It's time to make some chimichangas. Heads up. She can mimic your every move. Oh, really? Can you do this? Ooh. What about this? Is here too?
The Scarlet Witch. Their power is going to tear this ship apart. Wanda.
Doctor Strange!
Another Avenger.
We also loved the shopping and the character meet and greets on board. But honestly, the best part of this cruise, and I feel like the best part of any cruise, was the cast members. They were so incredibly helpful, and the entertainment staff especially went above and beyond to bring the magic. The cast members on this ship honestly had the patience of saints, and they really made this cruise for us. And visually, this ship is stunning. Even the murals by the escalators are really impressive, and the garden stage area at night felt so immersive and beautiful. So while this ship might not end up being our favorite Disney ship overall, there's no question that Disney Adventure is doing something completely different. This really feels like Disney has created a theme park on the ocean, and whether you love that will probably come down to the type of cruise experience you're looking for. And this is really just our first impressions, because we've still got so much more to explore. We've got room tours, food reviews, tips, and lots more Disney Adventure videos coming. So make sure you subscribe and come along with us on our next adventure. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. And honestly, every thumbs up really does help our channel. So we will see you in the next adventure, because you know what? What are you waiting for? Life's too short.
Snowman!